Hey guys, it's Thursday night, Thursday evening-ish, 5:10, and I am just back from visiting our friend Goldie. Had a premiere. It was a tour of her backyard garden. A few guys might have tuned in and heard her talk about it, her garden, that she was given permission. She lives in an apartment complex. She has another premiere up right now. So we're going to drop in. It's going to come up in a minute. So we're going to tune in. We're going to tune in 30 seconds. So yeah, she mentioned her garden and getting permission to do some landscaping in the back of her apartment complex. And she put together a lovely little garden, lavender, roses. Um, it's very, very beautiful. I love I love something small. I love that small act of creativity and beauty. Malcolm McCartney here says, I haven't found the exact ASL sign for Phoenix.
Next,
Um,
yeah, this is another
huh.
printer I'm gonna set
Guess
up.
you'd have to spell it out.
Why?
I can see why there might not be a
Because somebody
symbol.
has a birthday tomorrow.
Our
And
friend Goldie is having
tomorrow
a
will be
premiere.
one, and it
Um,
will be only
couple short
24
videos of her
hours between
garden.
before her birthday starts.
I tuned in for the first one, and now I'm
Here
live.
you
I got
go,
the second
Pablo
one up.
Vicky.
Really beautiful. I was saying this one was short. It was a row of flowers. I was saying that I absolutely love those small little acts of beauty, kindness, creativity, most especially a garden and a flower garden. I love the practicality of growing fruits and vegetables, but a flower speaks to the heart. The flower is an offering. When the earth decided to smile in its earliest stages, it did so in flowers. So to plant a flower, you are literally helping the earth smile, and it spreads from heart to heart. Um, there's a story in Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. I'll tell it in a minute. Mocha says she is asking her for professor. Let me know what he says. There's a dip story when Viktor Frankl was liberated from, I forget, I know he was in Auschwitz, but I don't remember the last one that he was in, and it was pretty bad. He had lost everyone who had come in there with him. He had lost friends, he had lost his family, um, barely alive when he was liberated. And he walked out with a group of people and taken their first breath of air as liberated people. They walked by a field of flowers, field of wildflowers. They were too numb to experience anything. Nothing, no reaction. Um, there was just no appreciation for the flowers. About 2 weeks later, he was walking through the fields again and came upon another bed of wildflowers, and he fell on his knees, overwhelmed with the beauty. When he was asked the difference between those two experiences, he talked about he had to learn to be human again. He couldn't appreciate the wildflowers when he first came out because he was so dehumanized by what happened to him and what he saw and what he witnessed, what happened to his loved ones and his family. But he regained just enough of his humanity in that 2 week period, maybe even a week, that those flowers re-sparked his heart again, and he learned to love. Goldie, I've been talking about you. Goldie says, hi there, lovely people. And Mocha says, hi there, lovely Goldie. Um, beautiful, beautiful premiere. Absolutely loved it. I was just talking about um, how much I love those, particularly small gardens and small flower gardens, that they serve just the purpose of bringing joy to the world, bringing joy to the planter, and bringing joy to the earth. And I can't help but think that God smiles upon the one who plants flowers. Um, because flowers are indeed a blessing. So lovely, lovely work, my friend. And it was a well done premiere as well. Both of them. Goldie says, my grandma had one in her front house, in front of her house. We always had, we still do, we always had flowers in front of the house. I have, I'm living in the house that belonged to my parents. My brother and I inherited it. And we, it's the same flowers that my parents planted. And I absolutely love that fact that I get to see each year the perennials come up, and I get to see them, something that was planted lovingly in a home that my parents were still paying off at the time, and they just wanted to add that touch of beauty, a little difference between, you know, all the other houses were in a townhouse. It's just such a beautiful act. Goldie says, very clumsy. I didn't think so at all. But you know what? I am sorry about the dog poop in the garden. Not a not a great neighborly thing to do. Goldie says, but the way she made it, the only season without flowers is winter. I think we still have winter flowers. I love, I should look that up real quick. Yeah, I thought it was very well made. Goldie says, I'm between blocks of apartments. I live in a, it looks like a lovely neighborhood. This is from Eckhart Tolle in his The New Earth, A New Earth. Goldie says, so people can pass between and enjoy the scent and the colors. See, to me, you gave everyone a gift. Everyone who comes in contact there, everyone who walks by, receives that gift of flowers. That was an amazingly kind thing to do. Yeah, this is from Eckhart Tolle's book, A New Earth. 114 million years ago, one morning just after sunrise, the first flower ever to appear on the planet opens up to receive the rays of the sun. Prior to this momentous event that heralds an evolutionary transformation in the life of plants, The planet had already been covered in vegetation for millions of years. The first flower probably did not survive for long, and flowers must have remained rare and isolated phenomenon, since conditions were most likely not yet favorable for widespread flowering to occur. One day, however, a critical threshold was reached, and suddenly there would have been an explosion of color and scent all over the planet, if a perceiving consciousness had been there to witness it, an awakening power. Much later, those delicate and fragrant beings that we call flowers will come to play an essential part in the evolution of consciousness of another species. Humans would increasingly be drawn to and fascinated by them. As the consciousness of human beings developed, flowers most likely the first thing they came to value, which had no ulterior purpose for them, that it is just, say, was not linked to some way to survival. They provided inspiration to countless artists, poets, and mystics. Jesus tells us to contemplate the flower and learn how to live from them. The Buddha is said to have given a silent sermon once during he held up a flower and gazed at it. Seeing beauty in a flower could awaken humans, however briefly, to the beauty that is an essential part of their own most innermost nature, their own most innermost being. Just a little bit about flowers. Goldie says it's close to the woods, so the moment I step outside, I hear the birds singing. Beautiful. Squirrel Sniper is here. Greetings again. Hey, it's Squirrel Sniper. Mocha is in class right now, and she is asking her professor for the ASL sign for Phoenix. Goldie and Squirrel are saying hi. Holgo is here. Saying hello. Hello, my friend. How are you? Nice to see you. So that's the, you'd say, metaphysical significance of a flower, but the appreciation of a flower needs no explanation because the heart knows. As soon as you gaze at a flower, the heart knows. Squirrel Sniper says, looking forward to seeing the official sign. Holgo says, how are you, Eric? I'm doing pretty well. We're just talking flowers. I don't know as I have a favorite flower. I can't imagine. I just don't know if I could favor one above another. They're just so. They fill you up with that joy and splendor. I do like violets. I absolutely love sunflowers. I love anything that will bend its entire being to gather more time in a ray of sun. I actually read yesterday on my little blog reading post that I do on my one cat who just loves it. Every cat loves a sunbeam. But I love watching my little cat will walk across the living room and discover a sunbeam, and instantly, no matter what it was doing, if it was going to eat, if it was going to go to the litter box or whatever, as soon as she passes through that sunbeam, she plops down. That's her spot for however long that ray of light is going to be there. Olga says, cool, my favorite flower is lavender. We were talking about lavender. Man, what a beautiful smell. Absolutely love the smell of lavender. Goldie says, Eric, I'm still working on the playlist. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am working on our friend Ivy's playlist. I believe this is the fourth for today that I'm playing, and she's got some pretty long live sessions. This one's a little shorter. I picked this shorter one. Well, it's almost 3 hours. Um, so hopefully I'll make it all the way through. Algo says, yes, that smell helped me get through some hard times. Yeah, it's extremely soothing. It's used in aromatherapy quite a bit. Therapeutic. Um, you can do bath oils with it as well. Sorry to hear about the hard times, Hago. Squirrel Sniper says the apple belongs to the genus Malus, just one of the many genera in the rose family. Genetically, the apple is thought to have been originated from the rose in central and southern China. Well, I didn't know that. Interesting. Olga says I always found it very relaxing. Man, I love this time of the year when you get outside. As Goldie was mentioning, the bird songs, and then that smell of flowers. Around here, we have lots of dogwoods. Cran apples um, are in bloom. Squirrel Semper says, I would say a catastrophic event changed its path. It's interesting to think how that works. Holgo says, and those hard times were my choice. Doesn't make them any easier, though. And sometimes I wonder about those choices. Goldie says, Hongo, I have lavender in my backyard. Hey, you can watch the replay of the premiere and see Goldie's garden. It's a little slice of beauty. Hongo said, that's nice, Goldie. Yeah, one of my favorite sounds is the dawn chorus, the birds that start offering that very first note before the sun's even up. Not every bird does, but quite a few do. And when I walk in the morning, I walk before dawn, before the sun's up. Although now, it's just beginning, you get a hint of it right when I'm finishing my walk. And I try to catch that first note, as it's an act of mindfulness, almost a meditation. Can I catch that first note, or is it going to register after they've been singing for a little while? And I love the fact, especially when I walk so early, everything's silent. And then you hear that note, and you know the world's waking up. Holger said, that's nice, Goldie. Goldie said she planted it last year. Squirrel Sniper says, the oak trees have started to burst into leaf before the ash trees. Going to be a dry summer. We have lots of oaks here. We have a few ash as well. Not as many ash. We have a lot of black walnut trees, which I like a lot. I love the color of birch trees, beech trees. Mocha says the terrapene linerlule, I know I said that wrong, is the common part of lavender's scent. Huh. Did not know that. Golden says, interesting squirrel. Holga says, I like early morning walks. I usually do them after I take care of my animals. Holga, what kind of animals do you take care of? Goldie says it's a work in progress. Yeah, as all gardens are, and as they should be. That's the fun of them, is doing the work, getting your hands in the soil. Squirrel Sniper says the frequency of the bird songs open flowers 30 minutes before dawn, by the way. Hey, that's really interesting. I didn't know that. I just saw that Goldie's asking if I'm also at UK Medic. I just saw that he went live. I'm clicking on it. There we go. He is chilling and chatting. So we're going to have him up and running. I'll pop in from time to time. Always interested in hearing UK Medic talk. Hey, Squirrel Sniper, do you live stream? I'd love to hear all your thoughts in person.
It's sort of the big hit. They're only interested in the big hitters.
There we got UK Medic. Listen in for a second.
Some my channel content, or who's going on it? Fun Boat Riders. Northern Girl Hobbies. Yeah, it's. Who is blocking? No, it's not me being blocked. It's
always interesting. Holgo says that he takes care of snakes, turtles, lizards, fish, goats, chicken, parrots, birds, sheep, dogs, and rats. Wow, that is quite the collection of animals. I love every single one of them. I love goats, that's for sure. But chickens are so smart, extremely intelligent. Of course, so are parrots. And rats. Rats deserve more credit than they get. I have a big fondness for turtles. One of my favorite things to film, turtles. Holgo says, oh, and spiders. Wow. Yeah, that is quite the collection, man. That's awesome. So I'm assuming that you mean sheep and dogs and not sheep dogs. Although you might have sheep dogs too. They don't see as many sheep dogs as we used to. Goldie, when I was a kid, I think I told you this. We had a Hungarian sheepdog. We had a pulley. Amazing dogs. Not from the brush, though. Helga says, oh, and spiders. And, oh, I think I forgot to say frogs. Yep, no frogs in there. I'm looking forward to, if it gets a little bit warmer, I'll start to see frogs and snakes on my bike path as I walk in the morning. And I'll get some film of that. As well, we have huge snapping turtles in a pond. But it hasn't been, the water hasn't warmed up quite enough for them to emerge. Hopefully in the next week or so. And these, they must be well over 50 years old, if not more. And they have to weigh close to 60, 70 pounds, maybe even more than that. Goldie, the ever-busy Goldie, says he's playing on the TV, your burpee's on the tablet, and I'm typing from my phone. Yep, I got him up and running. I got Ivy up and running. Oh, I have our friend Tokyo and Spitty up and running as well. Both of their channels have really expanded quite a bit. And Spitty should hopefully be ready to monetize soon. I know the next step for him is going to be the watch hours. amazing to me when Mayhem said that she got her watch hours before she had 1,000 subscribers. August says he used to own snapping turtles. Well, were they hard to take care of? Because they have amazingly mobile necks. People think that you can, if you hold them from behind, you're safe from them, but they can extend their neck. And again, very mobile. August says, have you ever rode a horse before, Yogi? I have. I lived on a farm when I was 15, 16, up in Pennsylvania. I was living with a cousin of mine. And she had a veal farm, which I did not like. But I loved being, this was in the mountains in Pennsylvania. I loved being in the mountains. I loved being in the woods, wandering all day. I didn't even mind the farm work. I didn't like how baby cows were treated. And they had horses, and we would ride all the time. Almost every day in the summer, we would ride horses. I'm not a great horseback rider, but I managed to hang on. And then, not far from my house when I was a kid, there was a horse farm, and they would rent horses by the hour. And a couple times during the summers, a group of friends and I would go out there, and we would rent horses for the 2 or 3 hours just for fun. Goldie says yes. Yeah, it was really, I had been going live, but I was doing like 20 minutes. I was thinking, who's going to show up and listen to me talk for more than 20 minutes? I'm doing everyone a favor by keeping my live sessions short. And it was Goldie's suggestion. Do you want watch hours? Go live. Be yourself. And just talk. Make friends, make connections. She really, really inspired me quite a bit. And honestly, I think doing live streams are an art form in and of itself. I love doing the nature shorts. Especially my attitude of doing the nature shorts isn't to get the perfect shot. It's to be in the perfect spot. Whatever nature is presenting in that unique moment. Because I know nowhere else in the entire world is this being shown. Everyone's seen a squirrel before. But not everyone has seen this particular squirrel from this particular angle, from my perspective. That attitude sets you free. Goldie says, my phone crashed. What did I miss? I was talking about riding horses, growing up, living on a farm. I guess it was about 9 months or so I lived on a farm. And then I was talking about doing YouTube shorts as well as live stream. And again, I love that perspective and that's for anyone doing a YouTube short. You are capturing something that only you can capture. It's your creativity. No one else can do it. Everything in the universe, everything in the world, everything in this little tiny area had to be exactly perfect for you to catch that squirrel, that flower, that duck, whatever it is you're filming. Everything had to coincide. Synchronistic event for you to be there. So it doesn't matter if my angle is off, if it's a little shaky. It might matter to some. They might nitpick. They might skip over it. They might say a squirrel. They've seen 1,000 squirrels. They can look out my window and see a squirrel. You can't see that squirrel doing what it's doing right now. That's my moment. And I wish to share it. And again, that insight set me free and made me immune to criticism. Same with going live. Occasionally people come in and say, why are you talking? What is this about? And can it be better? Can you talk about something else? Doing a live stream is an art form in and of itself. Especially talking for an hour, talking for 2 hours. Masha talking for 3 or 4 hours. Our friend Noble did a 12-hour, I think a couple of 12 hours. Holger says, if you don't mind me asking, what type of horses did you have? I don't know. As I mentioned, I was 15 and they belonged to my cousin. So for me, they were just horses. Another cousin of mine had Clydesdales. We didn't ride them, but they would do pulling events at county fairs where they would pull certain like logs and stuff for distance. Team of horses, team of Clydesdales, as well as another Clydesdale type of horse that was smaller than a Clydesdale but had that same sturdy build. But yeah, I didn't know enough about horses then. I don't know enough about horses now to be able to tell you what kind it was. And I don't mind you asking any question whatsoever. Our friend Vincent is here. Hey everyone. Vincent, how are you? Goldie says, Hago, my grandpa had a horse that was for pulling the carriage, but we would ride him bareback when I was a teenager. Goldie says hi to Whore of Spice. Hago says, it's cool when I own horses, draft and quarter horses. So draft horses were the bigger ones. Quarter horses are like smaller and quicker, aren't they? Vincent says that he is well and asking how I am. I'm doing great. Vincent, thank you for asking. I appreciate it. What's new with hot sauces, Vincent? In my younger years, man, the hotter the better. But my appetite for things super hot has been tamed. I do like it spicy, you know, a little bit of a kick, but nothing that's punishing. Nothing that's going to make me sweat. If you guys haven't visited Whore of Spice and his channel, definitely go visit. Goldie says, hey, or Vincent says, hey to Goldie, and getting a box set of Arizona Gunslinger. Coming out of Arizona, I imagine it's going to be pretty hot. Holgo says, yes, they're mainly used as police horses. Interesting. Goldie says, I was never a fan of hot food. Yeah, when I was probably all through my 20s and my 30s, things started to change a bit, and I was no longer quite the lover of hot things as I used to be, as I had been. I would say I still liked them, but they agreed less with me. Holgo says, I don't find many things spicy. Go visit Whore of Spice's channel, and he has lots of reviews, and you might find something that will set things on fire a bit. And Goldie drops his link. Thank you for that. Hago says, I've eaten jalapenos and I've had no reactions to them. Jalapenos are hot, but I'm not sure. I don't think they rank. Vincent will know better. I don't think they rank. They might be like medium. I've never had a ghost pepper. I've had things with like ghost pepper, dried ghost pepper sprinkled on, and man, that's an adventure. I would cook with jalapenos. Actually, not even that long ago. Mocha says spicy doesn't always mean hot, but that's how we use the word. This is true. Vincent says I like jalapenos for flavor, but spicy pickles has a spice. Olga says I've also eaten ghost peppers and no reaction. Wow, that is a man with an iron tongue. I'm going to step off camera just a minute. I forgot water. Take my little sleep med. Sorry about that, guys. Laura Spice says I've done 14 million Scoville units. What's the highest? Hey, and speaking of that, do you guys ever watch the what's the YouTube show Eating Wings? Eating wings with celebrity. Some like it hot. No, I don't think that's it. Hago says, thank you. My tongue is almost as iron as my stomach. Not me, not anymore. I've mentioned before, though, I literally eat the same thing every single day. Every once in a while, a little bit of variety, but not much. I've just settled into, and it's not like I'm trying to be stoic in how I eat. I generally enjoy a very clean, nutritious, plant-based diet. Or if Spice says, pure 17 million and higher. Wow. Scoville units. Olga says, I'll be back. Bye. We'll be here. I'll be here for a bit longer. Milk McCarty says, you haven't heard that in a while? No, I haven't. So, before I forget, if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Talking about live sessions again. Live streaming. Sorry. Itching my eye, scratching my eye. A couple people have sent me some videos of how to improve your live stream, and apparently I do everything wrong. Everything that I'm not supposed to be doing. Be prepared, know what you're going to talk about, stay on topic. Don't go too far away from the topic, and always bring yourself back to the topic. I have no topics. I have things I love talking about, always want to talk about meditation. I always want to talk about yoga and the philosophy of yoga. I always want to talk about, for lack of a better term, spirituality. Um, really don't like using that word that much. Spirituality just seems overdone. Goldie says, "Have a lovely afternoon and evening, Olga." Um, but I think even if it's overdone, it does serve the purpose of getting the point across. Um, and I've had some great conversations with Goldie on religion. One of my all-time favorite things to talk about. Not everyone likes talking about it, which is fine. But I think if I came here with a topic and said, this is what we're going to talk about, although I have done in the past, I don't think I was very strict about it. You lose the spontaneity of the conversation, allowing it to go wherever. And anyone who's hung around on one of these live streams before knows I'm eventually going to slip something about meditation in. I'm going to slip something about prayer in. I'm going to slip something about yoga. But the topic is the conversation itself, however it goes. I always think when I get those videos, and they are probably extremely useful, but sometimes I think you need to redefine the terms of what you're doing. One of my favorite expressions, Milka will probably roll her eye and say, not that again, paradigm shifts. If you keep doing things the way they've always been done, that's the way it's always going to be. Somewhere along the line, someone said, hey, let's do things this certain way. And that became the norm. Vincent says, well, I have exercises to do for walking. Namaste, Eric. And to be continued. Namaste to you, my friend, and have a good workout and a good walk. Goldie says, of course he will, and I will slip in a quote or a geographic location or historical event. And our friend Squirrel Sniper will drop in some fascinating things. What a waste it would be for the entire conversation and everyone who pops in to say, well, let's get back on topic, and miss out on that. Again, I think conversation itself is an art form, and especially a free-for-all conversation. So just, again, redefine how it's supposed to be. Have a paradigm shift. Make your own rules. Is it going to work? I have no idea. Maybe. I have small needs and little desire for anything outside of those needs. There's a lot to be said for wishing for just enough. And I think that my channel can provide me with just enough. Again, I don't know for certain. And I'll find out. And I'm extremely fortunate that I have people who, out of the kindness of their heart, decided to help me. And by that, Goldie. Of course, Milka provides tons of help. Everyone who just shows up and is part of the conversation is helping with that, as well as adding to the overall quality of the conversation. Um, our friend Flower, our friend Destiny Forever Walks, who is um, I think she supports YouTube. I think she supports every single person who has a channel on YouTube, as well as Goldie. I see Goldie all over the place. Goldie says, of course, oh, read that. She says, enjoy Horror of Spice. And yes, I enjoyed his contribution today. And Mocha's information on lavender. Um, that's what makes the live stream, not me. I'm just a guy reading the comments. That's not to, I'm not in any way diminishing myself. And again, you know, when people say, what's your channel about? Certainly not just about burpees. It's certainly not just about yoga or meditation or nature shorts, but it also is certainly all of them together, and as well as whatever else might come along that holds my fascination. As Mocha knows, I've never limited myself to one fascination or even one fascination at a time, that when something grabs me, I'm all in 100%, eyeball deep. Again, I once, it was on a YouTube thing, and someone asked me, it was about my writing, and did I believe that I had talents as a writer? And I said, my only talents that I consider having, enthusiasm and curiosity. To which he replied, those aren't talents, they're traits, qualities, which is just nitpicking, in my opinion. But I stand by my statement. Goldie says, not really, I draw the line at the paranormal. You don't find me there, not because I think it's fake, but because I know it's true, and I refuse to invite spirits to my house. That's a good point. I actually thought about that. We could say spirits. Some people don't like the word spirit, so we could say energy, negative energy. Having said that, though, I do put on C. Peyton. There's a couple paranormal people, but I do put on C. Peyton and Ivy as well. But yeah, it's good to have those specific lines that for our own protection. I mentioned before, actually I've mentioned it quite a bit, for a long time, I just sort of glossed over the gaming channels. For one, I don't like violence. Although I actually own 3 guns actually. They're more keepsakes. They belonged to my dad when he was a kid. So, games of violence I'm just personally not real interested in. But the friends that I've found in the gaming community have changed my attitude about the gaming channels. It's not about what I like. It's about how much joy they get in doing what they do, and how much joy they spread in doing what they do. They have a lot of fun, and I enjoy seeing them have fun. So I've been supporting a lot of gaming channels as well. Not a lot, a few. Goldie says, I don't, and explained C. Payton why not. Again, Goldie, I think you got to set those lines of self-protection. And it's good that you set them, and it's good that you stand by them. Goldie says that she's in there to give them watch time. Yeah, that's a lot for me as well. Like, and they both also have, like C. Payton had put up, I guess it's 8 minutes or so, a little tour of Albuquerque, which was beautiful. Goldie says, at gaming. Yeah, I find the games themselves are just too intense for me. I can see you getting all the effects when you're immersed in that. Your heart rate goes up, you're spiking the cortisol level, causing yourself a little bit of stress. I'm too old to do that to myself. But again, I appreciate the love and the joy that they put into what they do. Amish, how have you, my friend? Gordy says, nope, I don't care about the games. Mish is saying hi. Nice to see you. Appreciate you being here as well. Mish says, I am well. How about you? I'm doing well too. I appreciate you asking. We're talking about right now we're talking about different YouTube channels and what they offer. I mean, when I first decided to broaden my YouTube channel, it was exercise. It was doing burpees in my basement. And then at the end of my workout, I started talking about all the stuff that I was interested in. Started talking about yoga and meditation and breath work, non-duality, spirituality, Buddhism, Taoism, Christian mysticism. Absolutely love the Christian mystics. I quote several quite a bit. And I decided, so I'm working out and then I'm talking about this. I may as well just include it in my YouTube channel. Just keep putting out the things that are interesting me. I absolutely love being out in nature and seeing what I see. So why not try to film it and share that with people? I think sometimes we do ourselves specificity. That word's not going to come out. I can keep trying it and it's not going to come out. Is good. Being specific in your channel is good for some, but it doesn't have to be for everyone. I know, man, we all sort of have to bow down to the algorithm higher uppers, and that's a big thing. Don't sacrifice creativity for just for the sake of capturing attention. Goldie says, well, my channel is mainly a support channel, which is an absolutely awesome thing. And you know what? I also think it's that's an art form in and of itself. It's a creative act that you come here and you engage in conversation, and you help people, you spread joy, you support, You got a kind word for everyone that comes in. You teach, you mentor, um, and you help. For me, that's the very basis of creativity, and you do it all under that creative umbrella. Um, so my only thing is that I would love to see that effort and that creative effort that you put out for so many people, um, to have an avenue to circle back to help you. Um, Goldie says, but people kept subscribing, and when I got to 100, I felt like I had to do more. I could see that. Let's see. Yeah, originally my channel was to read my poetry, and then I kept it up as I was teaching meditation, as I was learning to be a teacher of meditation, and I had to share some things on YouTube. But I was commenting, I was working out and doing burpees, and I was commenting on other people's channels, and they said, hey, let's see a video of you working out. And I did, and I haven't stopped. That has been like 840 some days ago. Goldie says, hence my clumsy little videos and live. I haven't been to a live session yet with you. I'm looking forward to it, though. I saw that you did a birthday live stream. So, you know, in the same way as you, Goldie, I'd like to think that my channel is a support channel. If you need to come here and share your story, to open up, if you want to learn about breath work and meditation, if you want to help with your channel, if you come here and say, hey, Eric, I don't know you, but could you visit my channel? Could you give me some watch hours? Could you subscribe? I will always visit a channel. And chances are I would subscribe, and I would definitely give you some watch hours. You know, of course, everything depends on what you resonate with. And personally, I want to support people. I want to support people like Goldie. I want to support people like Destiny. I want to support people like Masha, and James Skype, and Tokyo, and Smitty. All the people who are also trying to help other people as well, to just keep spreading that community. Let's see. Goldie says, and did one my birthday. Yep, I saw that. It's about a month ago. I didn't see the actual live stream. Amish says, originally my channel had one video on this channel for fun. Now I see it to help other people see the truth and know their purpose. I found mine. Goldie says, beautiful, and I agree, absolutely awesome. And we've talked about that a bit before. For me personally, that's what YouTube is all about. Spreading beauty, helping people, being of service. And it could be through the simplicity, again, I'm using it as an example of just looking at a video of a squirrel. if it makes you feel good when you watch it, if you smile, if you think to yourself, that was 15 seconds well spent, that causes a little creative spark in your heart, and you think, you know what, I could do that, then everything that I've done on YouTube has been well worth it. Mitch says, thanks, Goldie. Goldie says, Eric, people are already do that because they see me being there. That's true. I mentioned before, I was reading yesterday through Deepak Chopra's The 7 Laws of Spiritual Success, and he talks about the law of giving, universal law of giving, and it could just as easily be called the law of giving and receiving. Nothing is given without in some way that energy being returned, which also means be very careful what you give. I think anyone who's done a live stream has experienced, or done a few live streams, has experienced someone coming in who wants to give away some negativity. And I always try to offset that, because again, when you give something, you receive something similar. If you come in and you're giving negative energy in your life, YouTube or otherwise, you will receive negative energy in return. If I can offset that for someone, I'd love to. Goldie says, Eric, I don't need to be on YouTube to create. I see my garden as a flower centerpiece. I always think of flowers, planting. We're really co-creators, caregivers, tenderers. Um, you know, we just need to do things right. God takes care of the rest. We don't provide the sunlight, we don't provide the rain, we don't provide the soil. We just put things in their place. We get to arrange it in a beautiful way. But the beauty of a flower takes care of itself. Rich says, wow, Goldie, so true. Right now, there's only one petal. And saying, so I'll slowly work adding one more and more until it's made. Goldie says, yes, did you read the story about the 2 monks? No. Not that I recall. Where was that, Goldie? So I'm popping in real quick just to see how the live stream is going with Medic. Sorry, my cat is meowing.
Ripping the guy apart. And you know something? You know what's his face? That's the guy. I'll remember in a minute.
Hi, Kenneth.
Oh, you know what? I meant to give some watch hours to Savage Batman, and I forgot that today. need to make a note and make sure I add that in. He's another one that you can't put him in a box. Mitch says the most common outcome is to reap what you sow, but there are times you sow what you never reaped. It's interesting. I'm not 100% sure I agree. But it's definitely something to think about. Definitely gave me something to consider, my friend. Goldie says both of them planted a tree. One kept praying to God for rain, sunshine, and everything. The other one prayed and trusted the tree in God's care. Guess which one made it? The one that prayed for rain, sunshine, and everything. Goldie says nope. Huh. Mish says, like the others support you. You never met them, but they are here. And others you support you. Okay, that makes sense. That's not the direction I thought I was going to go, Goldie. That's interesting. That's actually the very premise of yoga as well. The foundation of yoga has 5 ethical restraints, of what they're called, and then 5 personal observances, the yamas and niyamas. The ethical restraints are so that the positive qualities are cultivated in your life. So it's a outer focus, how we conduct ourselves in the world, and the niyamas, the personal observances, are more of an inner focus. So like the first principle of niyama is cleanliness. And of course, people immediately assume we're talking about keeping the body clean, which is an aspect, an important aspect, but it's also about keeping the mind clean, that we are cultivating a sense of wholesomeness within ourselves by kindness, by support, by service. But the last one of the niyamas is surrender, where we surrender to God, knowing that the real doer, everything's getting done not by us, although we take credit for it, but it's all getting done by God. The more we surrender, the more God takes from us. Not taking as in, taking away, but that He takes, our burdens are lifted the more that we're able to surrender. Our friend Duncan Walsh is here. Duncan, how are you? Goldie says, Amish, I must admit that if the stream is in a language I don't understand, I'm not going to visit the channel again, and I speak 3 languages. So, Romanian, English, obviously. Is Hungarian the third? I believe you told me once. Goldie says, nope, the Only the tree that was trusted into God's care, knowing that He knows exactly what the tree needed. Yeah, that's a wonderful story. And again, that's it's really the whole point, the whole focus of the foundation of yoga. It's a wonderful place to get to. More and more, I think my life leads in the direction of surrender, that non-doership, of being that tree that is cared for. We'll see. We'll see how far, how much, how much can we let go? In truth, we're really not the ones that let go. You can't do a willful act of letting go, because that implies that sense of will that is supposed to be the surrender itself. I think it's a moment of grace when God calls for you to surrender, and without choice, you simply do. Mish says, laughing out loud, but most about bilingual, Goldie. Boca says, I'll have to get back to you on the ASL sign for Phoenix. My professor didn't tell me. Okay, no hurry. Appreciate you checking for Squirrel Sniper. Goldie says, hi there, Duncan. It's my time to return your visit. Goldie says, yes, Eric. I gotta say, as far as ambition, my ambition is to be surrendered. Duncan says, hey, Goldie, all good? Eric, sleep better now? The past few nights have been pretty good. With the exception of a cat that loves to jump up on the bed, which is fine. But after it jumps up on the bed, it wants to come over and say, hey, look at me. I jumped up on the bed. If it would just jump up, that'd be fine. And I can't shut my door because she'll meow outside the door all night long. I tried that. Goldie says, another deterrent is silent stream. I'm usually listening in while at work because I need soundtrack. Someone mentioned me doing that, and I considered it, but I don't know I don't know how I would approach it. I like coming here and talking about anything and everything. As I think you guys probably know all too well by now. I had a wonderful conversation with Mocha and Duncan about fractals the other night. And I continued that fractals, despite some stern looks and warnings from Mocha that I might not want to continue that line of thought for too much longer. Mitch says hi to Duncan. Goldie says, speaking of sleep, I need to go do that. Yep, I'm going to sign off in just a minute. I got a new book I'm going to dive into for 10 minutes or so before bed. Duncan says hi to Mish's Purpose. And Goldie says, you wouldn't catch me in it, Eric. Yeah, I can see that, especially for you. You know, you said you need and enjoy the soundtrack. I'm happy to be here and drone on for anyone's purpose if they need me to. Goldie, if you ever have a specific time and you need me to go live, send me a message and I'll do it. I will provide a personal soundtrack just to get you through a difficult work period. Just let me know. So, Gordy says, I like interacting if I can. Me too. That's the whole fun of, one, doing a live stream, and two, visiting other people's live stream. Like I said, I'll leave Noble up when he's doing a live stream, even when I'm doing a live stream, the same as I'm doing with UK Medic now. But I love being able to pop in and just, leave a comment, let them know I'm there, I'm watching. Gordy says, sweet of you to offer, but you also have a personal life. Just a little bit of a one, though. My personal life has diminished to the point of meditation, burpees, walking, writing. Everything I absolutely love to do is over by 10 a.m. It's the reason why I wake up at 2:30. I have a wonderful, beautiful morning filled with everything I absolutely love. By 10 o'clock, I'm settling in to cruise through the day. I come here on YouTube, and I literally look for people to support. Go on Masha's live stream, and I'll ask who needs watch hours, or I'll find friends who are up on their channel. I'll make new friends. Goldie says, I saw you mention that on your in the chat on the live stream, that like tomorrow you won't find me on YouTube unless it's this time. Tomorrow it's me and my daughter, which is important time, the most important time. I certainly understand that. Amish says, nice, Goldie. So with that, Goldie, I'm going to sign off. I don't want to keep dragging you into the conversation. I appreciate you being here, as well as Amish. I appreciate you, your support, all that you do. Our friend Duncan Walsh, always appreciate it when you stop by. Sorry we didn't get a chance to chat as much. And Milka McCarty, of course, always supporting, always supportive. Friend Holga was here for a while. Just making sure I caught everyone. And it looks like I did. Oh, Squirrel Sniper. Don't want to forget our friend Squirrel Sniper. And Vincent, Whore of Spice. Man, I am forgetting people. I'm glad I scrolled back. So, yeah, I really appreciate every single one of you guys stopping by. Gordy says, yes, she's 19, and we have to make a purpose of spending time together. Yeah, life starts getting busy. Rich says, me too, Gordy. I almost thought it was me. Gordy says, thank you for the lively chat, for the lively live and chat. And we got is that a whale or a fish? But I appreciate it either way. And Rich says, thanks, hosts, for sharing. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. And again, I'll see everyone tomorrow for the next live stream session, as well as some burpees in the morning. Take care, guys.